Hi Virgo, welcome back to my channel, Karma Fox. I am doing your weekly reading for May. I hope you guys are all well. I will take a quick second to remind you that this is a general reading. It may not resonate with every Virgo out there. So guys, take what resonates for you. Just leave the rest for someone else. Keep in mind that the energies can reverse. And as always, Virgo, don't force yourself into a reading that's not for you. Spirit, can I have the energy of the sign of Virgo? Virgo. Sign of Virgo. All right, Virgo, you are starting out with the Sun in reverse. You have the Hermit and the Ace of Wands. So you guys are in contemplation right now. You're trying to figure something out. You feel like maybe something is being kept from you. You're not happy about this. And I feel like you've kind of withdrawn a little bit. You're going within to try to figure this out. I do see with the Ace of Wands, there's something to do with a new beginning or the desire for a new beginning. Let me see who's in your energy. Show me who's in Virgo's energy, please. All right, we have the Two of Swords. I do want you to be aware, Virgo, as I'm doing this reading, these cards are flying. The connection between you and this person is flying into the flames. And that is not typical. So something here is either heating up or it's a hot situation. I don't know. But these cards are flying into the flame. All right. So we have the Two of Swords. We have the Six of Pentacles. We have the Tower coming out with the Ten of Wands reversed. So the person that's in your energy is at a crossroads in their life. They're trying to make a decision here. They're kind of going back and forth. They're not quite sure what decision. It's very clear that they want to make the right decision. So they're kind of on the fence. They're a little bit, and you know, how do I word this? It's like they're going to be going back and forth, not just because they're indecisive, for no reason. It's because when they finally make a decision, they want that decision to be on target. This is somebody who is very generous. At least they're showing up that way. I do feel like they want something that is equal and balanced here. This person could be in some manner supporting younger siblings or a mother or, a family member of some sort. I'm also seeing here that there's a Tower moment that is coming, but that Tower moment is going to resolve problems between the two of you. So something here was built on a shaky foundation. And that's why this is crumbling. There's something crumbling in this person's energy. It's being torn down because it was built on a shaky foundation, and it is, going to be rebuilt if the person decides that that's the direction they're going, on a solid foundation. So you could be dealing with a Scorpio here, but you don't have to be. Let me see the energy between you and this person. Seven of Wands, you're both very defensive. You both feel like your back is against the wall. You're both defensive. Neither of you want to give. It's like both of you are standing your ground. And there could be outside influences that's affecting this connection as well. And you may not even see it. You may not realize that there's outside influences that are affecting this connection. Let me see what's affecting the connection is the Three of Wands in the reverse. Yeah, there's a period of waiting. There's a period of waiting that is over here. And I do feel like it does have to do with this decision. I'm also feeling like you both may be questioning whether or not this connection is really right for you. So let me see your outcome at the end of the week. Show me the outcome for Virgo at the end of the week. Four of Wands. That's a celebration. It's stability. And it looks like it's a new beginning here. I do feel like something here is being torn down between you and this person, but I see a new beginning coming in that's going to resolve all the problems. So bottom of the deck is the Strength card. This is the sign of Leo. You could be dealing with a Leo. So, but as an overall energy, I feel like you're both being very strong in the situation and you're both trying to work on something. I also feel like the worst of whatever is taking place here is over, because if you notice, there's like a tornado in the past, right? It's behind this person. So the worst is already over. Something here was a storm in your lives. It's over. You're moving forward, working on yourselves, it looks like. All right, so let's clarify this reading. Spirit, why is the Sun here in reverse for Virgo? All right, we have the Knight of Pentacles reversed, and we have the Ace of Wands reversed. So I do see an ending here, and I feel like you've been very unhappy, and I feel like you feel stuck. Some of you, there could have been, like, you could be suspecting that this person may have stepped outside of the connection, or perhaps you did. There could have been some sexual impropriety on one or both parts, but I do feel like all of this situation has really affected you, Virgo. You're unhappy. There's some lower vibrational energy here. You've kind of lost your passion for life. You're very defensive, and you've been stuck in this energy. You've been unable to move forward. Why is the Hermit here? I do feel like you're trying to go within so that you can kind of regain your power. You're searching for answers, seeking answers. That's messy. There's some messy energy here. Why is the Hermit here for Virgo? The Strength card in reverse and the Six of Swords. So yeah, I feel like this has elicited, whatever happened here between you and this person has elicited a lot of fear in you. I do feel like there's some issues that you need to work on, and I feel like you're trying to figure that out. You're kind of going within. You may have pulled back a little bit. You're keeping a lot to yourself, but you're going within in order to problem solve, in order to figure out how to move yourself, if not this relationship, to a more peaceful, way of being. I do feel like you're questioning whether or not this relationship is for you, but whether you move the relationship forward or you move you forward, you want peace in your life. And I definitely see that. I feel like you've been living or stuck in and living in a lot of fear. So you're figuring out too that the key to you moving towards peace is to really kind of work on yourself and find the answers within. Let's see why this Ace of Wands is here. Why is the Ace of Wands here for Virgo? All right, so we have the Lovers. And we have Justice. So you have a decision too. You either have a decision between two people or a big decision in love. I do feel that you want to do the right thing. You want to bring balance in. I also feel like this person that's in your energy, you feel like this person is a soulmate here. So I do feel like you're going to have a new beginning with this person. And I do feel like, it's going to bring justice to the situation. Let me see why the Two of Swords is here. Let's look at their energy. Why is the Two of Swords here? King of Swords reversed. The Fool in reverse. And the Four of Coins. So this person is holding on to your energy. I feel like they're angry with you though. This person seems very angry and they're afraid to take a risk. They're afraid to take this leap of faith. And this is the decision, whether or not to take a risk on this connection, whether or not to take a leap of faith. There has been possibly some dishonesty here as well. But I feel like this person's going to take that to the grave, the way it looks. They're very guarded right now. But ultimately, they're trying to make a decision about whether or not to take a risk on this relationship. I feel like they want to, but they're afraid to do so. They're still holding on to you. Very guarded energy, though, on both sides, particularly theirs. Let's see why the Six of Pentacles is here for the person in Virgo's energy. The Chariot. And the Ace of Pentacles. Yeah, this person does want to move this, forward as well. One or both of you could be moving as well. There's something for somebody out there about a move, a physical relocation. But regardless, I feel like this person does want to have this new beginning with you. They want it as long as it's stable. This is why they're worried about having this new beginning, because they're afraid it won't be stable. But they do want to bring balance to the situation. And I feel like they want to move it forward. And I see that you want to move it forward. You both have a lot of fear in your energy towards each other. So to some degree, Virgo, the two of you are mirroring each other. I do feel like this person wants to have a new beginning, but, it's like they want to guarantee that it's going to be successful. And unfortunately, that does not happen in life. That's wherein you have to wind up taking that risk. All right, so we have the Queen of Swords reversed. We have the Five of Cups, and we have Temperance. You could be dealing with a Aries, Leo. I'm sorry, I don't even know where that came from. You could be dealing with a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. I see Cancer here. Pisces is here. Sagittarius is here. So I do feel like this person is really, looking at the past, as are you. Again, that mirroring. They do feel a little bit unloved, though. They feel like you are angry with them. They feel like you're not open to communication. You're not, and you kind of aren't. You've kind of pulled back. But I don't think it's because you don't feel there's love in the connection. I feel like it's so that you can, start to work on yourself in order to move things forward. You're trying to get your head together, so they may be misunderstanding that. It's causing a tower moment for them, though, that you've pulled back. This person is feeling like maybe there's no love left here. They do want to resolve the problems, and they do want to, heal the connection. This person is being spiritually guided towards you as well. They are under spiritual protection. And I do feel like so is the connection. So they may have some regrets for things that have been done in the past. But they feel like you pulling back to find these answers, they feel like you're not open to talking. You're not open to resolving things. They feel like you're angry, and that you may not even love them. But I can tell you that you actually both want to have this connection. So let me look at... So you may have a decision between two people, Virgo. Their decision is whether or not to take a risk into this connection. Let me see the energy between Virgo and this person. So you're both kind of at a crossroads. All right, so we have the Eight of Pentacles reversed. We have the Ten of Pentacles. Yeah, this person feels like the two of you could have it all. With the Ten of Pentacles, I do feel like this person is, they have supportive family or friends, but I do feel that they're very angry. There's a lot of anger here. And I do feel that this is somebody who is trying to think about things from a long-term perspective, and that's why they're having difficulty making this decision. Family or close friends could be affecting their decision as well. And that would be those outside influences that I saw. I do feel like currently you are not putting a lot of effort into this. And it's because you're kind of bogged down in your feelings. You're very lackluster currently because of your own unhappiness. And, like I said, for somebody out there, there has been some sexual impropriety, either on your side or on theirs. And it could have been either. But I do feel like currently you're very defensive. You're not really putting any energy into this. You're not taking any action towards it. But there are details within this connection that you kind of need to back up and really examine, Virgo, and look at things from a long-term perspective. Why is the Three of Wands here in reverse between Virgo and this person? Okay. Yeah, we have the Hangman in reverse and we have the Star card. So you're feeling very impatient. You just want peace in your life and you're feeling very impatient right now. I do feel like you are trying to look at this from a different perspective, which is positive. You are still questioning whether or not the two of you belong together, but I feel like the more you kind of pull away, the more you'll move into your power. There's a need for you to work on yourself. There's a need to really examine. There's something you're missing in this connection, and it's keeping you very defensive. I do feel that, you know, that could also be the impatience is playing into that. So I do feel like you're beginning to look at this from a different perspective. I do feel that the person that's in your energy does want to heal this connection, and I feel like you know that. I feel like they want stability. They want something balanced and equal, and they're willing to move themselves into that energy, and they want to heal this with you. You could be dealing with an Aquarius. Let's see your outcome. Show me the outcome at the end of the week for Virgo. Okay, so Nine of Swords, Page of Cups reversed, and the Four of Cups. Yeah, this, so by the end of the week, I do feel, so you may even be married to this person or have been in a long-term connection, but I do see that, you know, both of you are feeling extremely anxious. You're both like worried about what's going to happen, losing sleep at night. I feel like nighttime is worse for both of you. That's when you more or less think about this. There is a reason for celebration coming. All right. Now, the person in your energy, I do feel like this person, like I said, they're angry. They may be questioning as well if the love in this relationship is intact, because this whole thing has caused a tower moment for them. And it does look like, Virgo, whatever this tower moment is related to a decision, either a big decision in love for you or a possibility of there being two people. And I'll tell you why I'm going to say that in just a minute. This person in your energy either feels very disrespected or ignored, or they could be ignoring you, or both. I do feel like they feel that you're not open to conversation, that there is no love here. They're really looking back on the connection. But ultimately, I'm telling you, they do want to resolve things between the two of you and, you know, move this to a healed and more peaceful place as well. I feel like that is coming. I feel like the fear is going to be released. And I do feel that, you know, you both really do need to work on yourselves here. And I do feel like you're both doing that. So I do feel that this person may come across as ignoring you, and that's causing you some concern. You're also coming across, though, Virgo, as not being very emotionally giving, kind of closing yourself off, you know, emotionally. If there is a, you know, third-party situation, and the reason I said that earlier is because Page of Cups is a new person. And I do feel that there could have been a new person that came in possibly on your side. I feel like you're rejecting that new person. You're saying no to that. I don't think it's an easy decision for you. I do see there's concern, there's anxiety about it. But some of you guys are in a marriage and somebody new came in as a third party, leaving you in a situation where you now have to make a choice. I feel like doing the right thing is very important to you. And I do see a new beginning coming with this person that's in your energy. And this is not the new person. This is somebody you've been in a long-standing connection with, possibly married to, living with, or, you know, just been with for a while. This person is feeling extremely disrespected at this time. I feel like you're kind of withholding your emotions. You don't feel like you're able to express your emotions. But I also feel like you're going to make a decision that you feel is the right decision. And I do see you turning down someone new in order to, keep this relationship intact. I don't think this is going to be an easy decision for you, though. I feel like you're kind of, having to really examine this. And this person in your energy is having to really examine whether or not they're willing to take this risk. So they're having a difficult time as well. So bottom of the deck is the Sun in reverse. Again, we have Leo energy, very strong Leo energy, actually. But there's a sense of having to kind of get through these difficult times. There's a lot of unhappiness that is here. But I also see this as, that there is unknown strength, that the worst of this is behind you, and that there is strength that you don't even know you have. And same for this person. So I do feel like this is going to work out. Let me pull from the Oracle deck and we'll see if there's any messages for you. Let me see. Yeah, we have transformation and change. So that's positive. Let me read that for you. Give me just a second. It takes me a little longer to look up the messages in this particular deck. So be patient with me if you will. Hang on. Because they don't go by numbers, and that makes it more difficult. Wow, guys, I can't even seem to find it. I know it's here. Why is it eluding me? Maybe because the transformation and change is eluding you guys. I am literally going one by one and I am not finding it. We have change in progress. Let me see if that's it. That is so weird. Unless the card is just mismarked and it is the change in progress. And I will definitely double check that. Oh, here it is. And I couldn't find it, so I feel like maybe you guys are searching for that transformation too. So here it is. I'm sorry, guys. It says, there is no growth without change, but change can be scary. It means opening up to something new and different and often involves taking a risk, something many of us aren't all that comfortable doing. But all of life is about transformation. We are born as babies, grow to be toddlers, then teens, until we transform into adults. Eventually, if we're lucky, we will continue to transform from young into old, from foolish into wise, from newbies into old crones and sages. Life is all about transforming ourselves, recreating who we are as we grow and learn and move from who we once were into who we are going to be. You can fight it or you can embrace it, but transformation is going to happen. Isn't it better to willingly become a butterfly than to struggle to stay a chrysalis forever? So under the divination part of this, it says this card is either a confirmation that you are on the right path to a successful transformation, in which case be sure to give yourself a huge hug and appreciate all the hard work you've put in, or it's a suggestion that you need to be looking more closely at what you need to do to get there. You will almost certainly know which one. If you have just completed a major task or transition, take time to celebrate your accomplishments before you move on to the next phase of growth and change. Guys, this relationship here is in a period of transformation. Yeah, there's definitely changes happening. So, as I read that card, ask yourself, are you avoiding it? Are you trying to avoid that? Or are you moving with it? All right. I hope this has been helpful. If you've resonated with this, Virgo, hit the like button. Be sure to subscribe. And until I see you in your next reading, Virgo, namaste.